Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Trick Walls here. We have got an absolutely insane number of eShop deals this week. So I thought it would be really important to have a video to showcase the rarest of these eShop deals. Now, I've done a video like this before, and I qualify a rare eShop deal as one that has not gone on sale for at least 1 year. And I will note that there are quite a few games on this list that I'm not super familiar with, so I may have to just simply tell you the developer description of the game to give you an idea of what it's all about. So let's go ahead and jump in and check out these ultra rare eShop deals. First of all, we have a sale on all of the Telltale Walking Dead games. Now, all 4 of these games have not had a sale since January of 2022, so about 1 year, 4 months or so. And every one of these games are matching their previous low, which they have not done for even longer. I believe the last time these games had this significant of a price drop was all the way back in 2020. So first of all, we have The Walking Dead, the complete first season. It is 75% off for $3.74. Walking Dead Season 2, also 75% off for only $3.74. The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, also 75% off, bringing it down to only $3.74. And finally, The Walking Dead, the final season, very fitting title for that one. It is hitting its lowest price ever, 60% off for $7.99. Now, I would assume it would go without saying, if you've never tried any of these games, you would want to pick up the first season first. I will tell you that yes, these are technically kind of like point-and-click adventure games, but I am not a big point-and-click adventure kind of fan, and I love these games. I feel like these have a bit more of a feeling of direct control over your characters. It just feels like a more immersive style experience than you would get out of a traditional point-and-click adventure game. I would definitely at least encourage you to try out the first season and see what you think. Our next rare deal is 1980X. I think that's how you would say that title. It is hitting its lowest price ever, 33% off for only $6.69. Not a massive discount, but the only other time this has gone on sale was back in November of 2020. And here is the developer description. Welcome to Suburbia, just outside the city, somewhere in 1980. This is the journey of a kid, a teenager stuck between the limitations of innocent youth and the obligations of inevitable adulthood. The story unfolds when the kid discovers the local arcade, finding new worlds and new meaning in video games. So it looks like it has a real cool collection of arcade-style games, all intertwined with this sort of coming-of-age story. So it is fairly short from my understanding, but if you like what you see, now would be the time to get it, because who knows, it could be another couple of years before we see a sale. Earth Wars is having its first ever sale price, 56% off, bringing it down to $1.99. I remember when Earth Wars first came out, because this was when $5 games on the Switch were like a relatively new concept. This came out all the way back in 2018, January 2018, so not even a full year of the Switch having been released. But it's a nice little hack and slash RPG. I can't believe it's never gone on sale. I'm still kind of shocked that it's not even once. But I believe this is the same developer that just released Lost Epic, so I have a feeling they're probably trying to sort of do like a double dip and kind of market this along with that game at the same time. So if you like beautiful hand-drawn graphics, hack and slash RPG action, you should definitely give this one another look. Next, we have Wand Wars, which is matching its previous low price, 50% off, bringing it down to $9.99. Again, the developer description is Wand Wars is a fast-paced, top-down magical sports game. Players ride brooms over ancient arenas, cast arcane spells, and turn opponents into adorable chickens. Try to control a powerful magical sphere that bounces around the arena, increasing in speed and size over time. The game's epic stages, colorful characters, and quirky power-ups generate competitive gameplay that is incredibly fun to participate in and spectate. Hone your skills and uncover the magical universe of Wand Wars in story mode, or battle your way through the unlimited chaos of the trials. Play against up to 3 friends or the computer in 7 exciting multiplayer modes. Looks like a really fun sort of couch competitive experience. Not a lot of reviews for it, but the ones I could find for both the Steam version and the Switch version were pretty darn solid. So if you're looking for yet another sort of fun, yell at each other style couch competitive experience, you might want to take another look at this one. See if you can find some more in-depth reviews first. Where Cards Fall is 50% off, its lowest price ever, bringing it down to $1.99. This has not hit a sale price since January of 2022. So yeah, about a year and 4 months since the last sale. Where Cards Fall is a slice of life story where you build houses of cards to bring formative memories to life. Create pathways through dreamlike spatial puzzles to navigate the insecurities and emotions of high school and beyond. I distinctly remember this being announced in one of those Indie World Directs. I always thought it looked really interesting. I like minimalistic, cool-looking puzzle games. I love the idea of how you are building houses of cards to get through different areas in these puzzle rooms. So this one really interests me, actually. So I might actually take a chance and pick this one up. It does have some solid reviews, so it seems like it might be a solid pickup. From the same publisher, we have Skate City hitting its lowest price ever, $7.49. That is 50% off. The same deal with this one. It has not been on sale since January of 2022. I have gotten a chance to play this one. It is a sort of auto-running skateboard game. Really cool, very relaxing, pretty easy to do tricks. It's kind of a cross between something that feels like it's meant to be more like a Zen-like experience, but there's also enough competitive nature. There are goals you need to meet in each level, so kind of splits the difference. I wouldn't call it stressful, not full-on relaxing, but if you like something kind of in between and you like skateboarding, you might really enjoy this one. And the same publisher also brings us the Alto Collection, which is 50% off for only $4.99. The same deal with this one. No sale since January of 2022. I really enjoy the Alto Collection. This is another auto runner. It's all about sort of skiing across slopes and making insane jumps. And then the sequel, which is packaged in, that's why it's this collection, will see you, instead of skiing on snow, you'll be skiing on these different desert hills, making your way down sand. It's just a really minimalistic but absolutely beautiful, super relaxing auto runner game. I really liked it, and I definitely recommend it. Hey, by the way, if you are enjoying this video and you're getting value out of it and you are not subscribed, would you please consider hitting that subscribe button? We are so close to 3,000 subscribers. In some ways, the subscriber count doesn't really matter to me, but I can tell you now that I am communicating with more publishers that number does matter to them. So I'm always looking to increase it if I can, and your support means a lot to me. Samurai Bringer came out almost exactly a year ago, and it is hitting its first ever sale price, bringing it down to 30% off for only $6.99. Samurai Bringer is a roguelike action game with levels which change with every playthrough, where you cut down hordes of samurai and demons to collect combat techniques and polish your fighting style in order to defeat Yamata no Orochi, the 8-headed dragon of Japanese mythology. So if you're looking for another hack and slash roguelike, this could be a good way to go. I could only find one review for the Switch version, but it was extremely enthusiastic, giving it a 90. And the reviews for the PlayStation version and the PC version are also pretty darn enthusiastic. I see a lot of 70s, 80s, and that sort of scoring range. Now, Rebellion Interactive is giving us a big sale on all of their games. They have not had any sales since October of 2021. And let me tell you right off the bat, before we start going through these, Rebellion Interactive does amazing work porting games to the Switch. These games are just fantastic. I've seen comparison videos comparing some of these games to the PS4 and Xbox One counterparts, and oftentimes there are instances where I can't tell the difference side by side. Definitely once you see them analyzed, you can see where they had to make cutbacks, but super impressive for all these. So let's take a look on what's on offer. First of all, we have the Zombie Army Trilogy at its lowest price ever, 66% off, bringing it down to $11.89. Now, this is called a trilogy because this originally came out as DLC packs for Sniper Elite 2. And as you can imagine, there were 3 different DLC packs. This is them all packaged together, and then it also combines it with a horde mode. So you do have a campaign you can make your way through and a horde mode, very much kind of similar to the Call of Duty style zombie horde mode. It's well reviewed and extremely well optimized on the Switch. And its sequel, Zombie Army 4 Dead War, is 66% off, bringing it down to $16.99. Now, that is actually its first ever sale price, and that one actually just came out a little over a year ago. Sits at an 80 on Metacritic, and my goodness, this game, it's almost unbelievable how good it looks on Switch. In fact, I would go ahead and say if you're trying to decide between these two, I'd just go ahead and jump into Zombie Army 4. Seems like, according to reviews, it is definitely the superior game. Next, we have Strange Brigade, which has not seen a sale also since October of 2021. I am really fond of Strange Brigade. The best way I would describe it, it's sort of like the Call of Duty Zombie Horde style gameplay, but mixed with Indiana Jones. So there's all kinds of adventurer characters you get to choose from, puzzles to solve, and big hordes of mummies and zombies and all other kinds of mythical creatures to take on. Do note that this does have a deluxe edition that you could purchase, and that is also hitting its lowest price ever, 70% off, bringing it down to $17.99. I do actually recommend going with that one. You get multiple new unique characters, weapon packs. There's actually a lot of stuff you get included for really just a small amount extra money. And of course, moving on, we got those games that Rebellion is most noteworthy for, the Sniper Elite games. First of all, we have Sniper Elite version 2 remastered, matching its previous low, 66% off for only $11.89. Has not seen a sale since January of 2021. Pretty well reviewed. Probably the least exciting of the sniper games that you could pick up right now on the Switch, just because obviously the other ones are newer and have, I think, a better full feature set. But if you want to be a completionist and pick them all up, this one is still definitely worth a pickup. Sniper Elite 3, the Ultimate Edition, is 66% off, bringing it down to only $11.89. This one also has not seen a sale since January of 2021. And you can very much sequentially see with all three of these games, the Metacritic score just keeps working its way up. This one sits at a 73, and then we move on to, of course, Sniper Elite 4, which sits at a 79 on Metacritic. It hits its lowest price ever, $13.59. That is 66% off. It has not also had a sale since January of 2021. This is a much more big open world style Sniper Elite game. Again, this is one of those ones where when you see side-by-side comparisons with the next gen versions, it's just jaw-dropping how good they did on these ports. So for no other reason, just to see what the Switch is capable of, it's almost picking it up just for that reason. And just like Strange Brigade, Sniper Elite does have a deluxe edition, which includes all of the DLC, and there is quite a lot of DLC. In fact, I think if you picked them up all individually, you'd be spending easily about $50. So you might want to consider that if you want the full definitive package. That is 66% off for only $20.39. Also from Rebellion Interactive, we have Rogue Trooper Redux. It has not seen a sale since January of 2021. It is currently 70% off, bringing it down to $7.49. That is definitely not the cheapest it has ever been. It did once hit $2.50, again, a couple of years ago. I have no idea if it's going to get back to that again, but this is actually a remaster of an old first-person shooter from back in the PlayStation 2, Xbox days. You play as a genetic infantryman bred for war and betrayed by your superiors at the Court Zone Massacre. You stalk the battlefield as a one-man squad in search of the traitor general and payback. I do seem to recall from seeing reviews of this game that it hasn't really held up over time so well. Nothing really wrong with the port, it's just the game has definitely some tropes that were more common with first-person shooters back then. But if you're nostalgic for this game and you did play it in the past, I think that this would still be a really solid pickup for you. Also from Rebellion Interactive, we have Battlezone Gold Edition, hitting its lowest price ever, 70% off for only $10.49. Has not seen a sale since January of 2021. This is a remake of the old Atari arcade game Battlezone. As you can see, it is a very much a bigger experience. From what I've seen, the Switch port is a really solid way to pick it up and play it. If you're nostalgic for that old 80s game, then this would be a really cool game to jump in for you. Next, we have a couple of games from the publisher Armor Games Studios. I'm not super familiar with these, so like I said, I'm going to be relying on developer descriptions here quite a bit. First of all, we have Ida, which is at its lowest price ever, 60% off, bringing it down to only $5.99. This has not seen a sale since June of 2021. It has a very respectable 77 on Metacritic. Ida is a bullet hell adventure set in a world filled with monstrous bosses. When Ida wakes up and finds herself surrounded by her dead family, her only guide is a strange spirit that takes the form form of the family cat who gives her a glowing revolver for protection. So generally speaking, it is a twin-stick bullet hell style shooter. Has an awfully nice art style. I'm very intrigued, especially with those solid review scores. I think I might be picking this one up myself. Also from Armored Game Studios, we have Jet Lancer hitting its lowest price ever, 60% off for only $5.99. Also has not had a sale price since June of 2021. So Jet Lancer is a high-velocity aerial combat shooter where you duel enemy aviators, hunt giant robots, and defy death at supersonic speeds. You are Ash Le Guin, pilot, highly paid mercenary, and flight school dropout. Your day job is fine. The daily grind of dealing with sky pirates pays the bills, but nothing compares to the rush of demolishing a 90-ton mechanical monstrosity at the speed of sound. And you'll have your chance. As mechanized weapons converge on Root City, you'll have to be at the top of your game to survive, and you'll have to surpass your limits if you want to save the world. The reviews for Jet Lancer appear extremely solid. It sits at a very respectable 81. Next, we have a couple of games from publisher Deck 13. First of all, we have what I believe is pronounced Resolution. This is hitting its lowest price ever, 70% off, bringing it down to only $5.99. This has not seen a sale since January of 2022. Resolution is a fast-paced action-adventure created by two angry German brothers leading a band of vagrants who loaded it with lovely pixels, dirty jokes, deep ideas, and emotional tunes for 20 hours of punishing combat, rewarding explanation, and layered storytelling. Will you be the player or will you be the played? In the Infinite Empire, nothing is as it seems. Explore a fractured future, gather weird weapons and stories to piece together the past, a friend betrayed, a family broken, worlds at war. To solve the mystery of the Cradles, take on a multicultural mashup of cynical gods, emotional machines, zealots, Luddites, and furry critters in a world that doesn't care if it confuses or kills you. If you are familiar with Hyper Light Drifter, this game is definitely tapping into that art style, so I'm very curious. It sits at a 74 on Metacritic, so if you are a fan of Hyper Light Drifter, I think that this is one you're going to want to do a deeper dive as far as reviews go first. Also from Deck 13, we have Crosscode. It is 40% off, matching its previous low for only $11.99, not having a sale since January of 2022. This retro-inspired 2D action RPG might outright surprise you. Crosscode combines 16-bit SNES-style graphics with butter-smooth physics, a fast-paced combat system, and engaging puzzle mechanics, served with a gripping sci-fi story. Crosscode is all about how it plays. Take the best out of two popular genres, find a good balance between them, and make a great game. That's what Crosscode does. You get the puzzles of Zelda-esque dungeons and are rewarded with the great variety of equipment you know and love from RPGs. During the fast-paced battles, you will use the tools you find on your journey to reveal and exploit the enemy's weaknesses, and at the same time, you will be able to choose equipment and skills for a more in-depth approach in fighting your enemies. The game has an absolutely gorgeous art style that I don't have to tell you about. You're looking at it right now. Sits at a very high 82 on Metacritic. Seems like it has found an audience that really loves it. This is definitely one for action RPG fans to take note of. All right, all you Switch fans, those were all of the super rare deals that I could find on sale right now. These all pretty much end on the 27th, so don't delay if you want to pick any of these up. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel. And until next time, I hope you have great gaming. Bye-bye.